Procrastination is a sneaky thief that steals our time and peace of mind. Remember that time you had an important project at school coming up? You knew you needed to prepare, but instead, you spent your evenings scrolling through Instagram, watching Netflix, or even doing something productive, but not the thing that you had to do at the time. Each time you thought about starting the presentation, you got a knot in your stomach, so you pushed it off to tomorrow. What if I told you that by the end of this video, you'll have the tools to kick procrastination to the curb forever? So why we procrastinate? You probably think that, man, I am lazy. It is because of that. The thing is, it's not because you are lazy. It's way more complicated. It's often rooted in fear. Fear of failure, fear of success, or just fear of starting something new. I can totally relate to this. When I was thinking about creating this channel, I procrastinated for the longest time. I kept finding excuses, but the real reason behind my procrastination was fear. Fear of not getting enough views, fear of putting out bad content, and the fear of possible failure. Jordan B. Peterson, the psychologist you might have heard of, talks about this perfectly. He says that as a perfectionist, you will always seek to put out good work. But as a beginner, you won't be good at anything. And this can lead to never starting because you don't like seeing yourself do a bad job. This really hit home for me. I wanted everything to be perfect, but the truth is, you have to start somewhere. You have to be okay with being imperfect at first because that's how you learn and improve. Procrastination has a lot to do with how our brains work. First, our brain loves comfort. You know those moments when you find yourself scrolling through social media or watching funny cat videos instead of working? It's not because you're lazy. It's because your brain prefers doing something easy and enjoyable over something daunting. Second, our brains are wired to seek immediate gratification. It's like a toddler who wants candy now, not later. Every time we watch another funny video or scroll through social media, we get a quick hit of dopamine. It feels great in the moment, but later we're left feeling guilty and stressed because we didn't accomplish what we needed to. Think of it like having a friend who convinces you to binge watch an entire season of a show the night before an exam. It's fun at the time, but the next day, you're scrambling to catch up and regretting every episode. Immediate gratification often disguises itself as self-care. Just relax for a bit, you deserve it. But it's just procrastination in a fancy outfit. The worst part? It tricks us into thinking we're avoiding stress when we're actually just postponing it and making it worse. All right, enough talking about the problem. Let's see what we can really do to fix it. If I were to sum up the solution to procrastination in one sentence, it would be just do it. It's as simple as that. By the way, I'm not sponsored by Nike. You've probably watched 10 other videos on this topic. Long story short, just go and do the thing. To make it easier for you to actually go and do it, here are 5 practical steps. When you follow these steps, procrastination won't stand a chance. Take that huge, scary task and break it down into smaller, manageable pieces. Instead of thinking, I need to write a 10-page report, think, I'll write the introduction today. It's like eating a giant pizza, one slice at a time. This makes the task less intimidating and easier to start. When I see myself procrastinating and doing things that I'm not supposed to do, the best example being scrolling mindlessly on social media, as you all can relate. I give myself 5 seconds to break the contact. I immediately start to count down.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Boom. When I hit 0, I stop what I'm doing without even thinking. This quick interruption helps me regain control and focus on what really matters. Kickstart your day with small wins. I've seen this impact my life enormously. The days that I start with a small victory, I tend to procrastinate less. It sets a positive tone for the rest of the day and builds momentum. Instead of broad goals like study for the exam, set specific goals like review chapter 3 notes for 30 minutes. Specific goals are easier to tackle and track, making it more likely you'll get started and keep going. A study was conducted where 3 groups were asked to complete a task. The group that wrote down a specific time, place, and what they were going to do was significantly more likely to follow through with their plans. This shows that being specific with your goals can dramatically increase your chances of success. When I was reading the book The 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss, I came across a concept called Parkinson's Law. It states that work expands to fill the time available for its completion. In other words, if you give yourself a week to complete a 2-hour task, it will take a week. But if you give yourself just 2 hours, you'll likely complete it in that time. To use Parkinson's Law to your advantage, set shorter deadlines for your tasks. This creates a sense of urgency and helps you focus better, making it less likely you'll procrastinate. When I observed my life, it was clear this law applied. Think about how we all prepare for an exam most effectively when we only have a few hours left. Work for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. This method keeps your brain fresh and focused. Think of it as a game. Can you beat the clock? This technique helps maintain high levels of productivity without feeling overwhelmed. If you apply these principles in your life, you'll find yourself procrastinating less and achieving more. My purpose is to add value to your life by sharing what I've learned from my own struggles with procrastination and other similar challenges. Oh, before I forget, let me ask you this. Have you ever found yourself constantly running out of time, trying to handle multiple tasks, but still feeling like there's never enough hours in the day? In my next video, I'll tell you how to manage your time effectively so that you can finally get a handle on your schedule and never feel overwhelmed again. That's it from me for now. Bon appetit!